Hello, everybody. Hello, this is Daniel Higgins coming to you live. Hope everybody's having a great day, night, afternoon. Just depends on where you're at in this awesome world that we live in. So, guys, I just want to jump on here, add some good quality content. I have, of course, several things bouncing around in my mind, but this was the most prominent thought that I thought would benefit everybody who's listening as much as possible. So we'll chat about this very simply. We're just going to talk about the invitation. And I'm going to approach this a little differently than maybe what people might expect. I'm going to talk a little bit about an experience that I had in my life and how an invitation really did shift and change things for me personally. And it's a personal story, it's just me chatting. So, definitely, I hope this adds value to anybody who sees it on Facebook world, on Instagram, or wherever I end up posting it, YouTube, all that stuff, also Periscope, all of that good stuff. So, I'm just looking to add some good value with a very simple topic, right? So, the invitation, right? I think sometimes people take invitations lightly. It just depends on what's going on in their lives and what people are inviting them to and things like that. So, a personal story. What's up, Dr. Sergio Rozelle? Good to see you here, man. You had me laughing, man. I was actually just looking down at my phone because of what you just posted. So yeah, that's some good stuff, man. You you posted some funny stuff, Dr. Rozelle. So man, keep that up, man. That made me smile, man. That made me smile. Um, but yeah, guys. So I just want to talk simply about the invitation, and I'm gonna take this from a different point of view. So, from my personal experience, several years ago, right? Several years ago, I was a lot younger, right? And my cousin used to keep inviting me, right? So she was very active in our church. She was very active in our youth group before it was my youth group, right? So she's very active. Uh, yeah, hang on to your seatbelt. Hang on to your seatbelt. I know you'll enjoy this. So she was very active in my church in New York that we grew up in, and man, I'm telling you, she would just invite me. So every Friday night they would have a youth group, right? They would have a meeting, and it was really cool. I mean, what's up, Karen? Welcome to the live stream. I know you're always hanging out with me. So it was just a cool gathering of teenagers. Everybody would just be hanging out. They would do different events. They would go roller skating. They would go little bike riding, basketball events. Different things. They would do a lot of different things to keep the youth entertained, active, and connected to the church. So, man, my cousin was inviting me. She'd just keep inviting me, and I'll just keep blowing it off. She would send me a message or she would give me a call, and lo and behold, that time would come around 7 o'clock on Friday, and I was doing something else. I was watching something, or I was out playing basketball, or I was just doing some other activity, right? So I was busy. I was doing something else, and she just kept on inviting, and encouraging me to come out. So finally, after an extended period of time, right? After an extended period of time, I'm just like, all right, let me go check out this youth group. Let me go see what it's about. Maybe I'll find some value in it, maybe I won't. And I was kind of like, I'll just show up, right? So I show up, and of course, I enjoyed myself a lot. I connected with some great people, and I just had a good time. I really did. I'm actually the type of personality type I really like enjoying and connecting with people, and I love creating relationships and things like that. So it really appealed to me. So I don't know why I was so resistant when she was inviting me, because I am a social person. I like connecting with people. But for some weird reason, she would just invite, and I was just like, I'm busy. I don't feel like going. And man, I just let other things distract me from making my way to the youth group. Now, long story short, right? I'm condensing this, of course, right? But long story short, I ended up being extremely active in the youth group. There was several amazing relationships that came out of me coming to that youth group and becoming part of that youth group. Now, another amazing thing is you don't know what you don't know what you're missing out on until you actually jump into something, right? So, side effects of me accepting that invitation was my passion for music was more kindled, right? My skills for singing were more sharpened, right? My skills for speaking were more sharpened, right? So I started actively teaching and preaching and actually led, I don't know if I'll say this on video, right? So I actually led a hip hop group, right? The very first hip hop group in our church. And I was the forefront of that, right? So God really used me and used me to impact other people. Yeah. So God used me to impact other people. But it all started from a simple invitation. And I accepted that invitation after my cousin continued to almost badger me, but always following up in a loving way, right? If you see this video, I love you, cuz I love you, cuz you know exactly what I'm talking about. And she was active in the church, and she kind of like continued to encourage me to come in, right? So lo and behold, I get connected to this amazing youth group. I get connected to some amazing leadership that is passionate about empowering people. I get connected to amazing leaders that poured into my life, and I would have never known if I didn't accept that invitation. So the relationships, right? I met my lovely wife because of being at this youth group, right? So I would not have met her any other way, right? So there's so many different positive relationships that have come out of accepting that invitation, right? So you guys know I'm going to tie it in, right? You know I'm going to tie it in. You know I'm going to tie it in. I'm connected to Carrot Bars International, and I'm so thankful that I accepted that invitation. You know, it's kind of funny that Dr. Dominic Curry said last week that he thought from the outside looking in that he knew what Care Bars was, so he didn't really thought he needed it. And now he is financially benefiting so much that he's like, man, I almost missed out on one of the best financial moves that I've ever made, right? So I encourage you I encourage you to just take whoever sharing this information with you, whoever sharing this video with you, they thought enough about you to invite you to a business that can literally help you become financially free. When was the last time someone connected you to something that actually doesn't have any requirements and has absolutely no risk to position your family to create financial freedom? When was the last invitation where you could become not only financially free, but connect and create generational wealth to free your family, your children, and your children's children? When was the last time someone invited you to something of that magnitude? And you may think I'm being grandiose, right? When I'm saying all these things, right? But my sponsor, Mr. Michael Delco, has been financially free now for several years. He retired himself, he retired his wife, he retired his adult children. So that's not even far fact. Like it's not even a, it's not, those are just facts. Yep. And the fact is Dr. Sergio Rozelle is free, an amazing author, right? And there's no requirements and no risk, Mr. Donovan Yarborough chiming in. So, guys, I encourage you. I'm telling you, I had a preconceived notion when my cousin was sharing some information with me about going to the youth group. I thought it was going to be boring or whatever I thought it was, right? So, from the outside looking in, I was like, I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to show up to that. And fast forward years later, there's so many domino effects of relationships that happen because of that invitation and me accepting that invitation. So many different domino effects. So many different domino effects. I can't even quantify all of them. There's so many. Like I said, I started being very active in our youth group. I started preaching and teaching and singing and rapping and putting together musical groups, right? All of that happened as a side effect It brought all that stuff out of me, right? As a side effect of accepting an invitation. Man, so don't take an invitation lightly. Man, do not take an invitation lightly. So you got to ask yourself this question. Will you accept the invitation? Someone is sharing this information with you. They're sharing with you about Karatbars International. And they're sharing with you because we literally get paid to save. They're actually inviting you to save your money. They're not inviting you to spend money. They're inviting you to save in physical gold and take your money from one side of you take, let me give this example and let me try and calm down. Here's a simple example. If we come up to you and you give us 4 quarters and we gave you $1, you exchanged the metal for the paper, right? You didn't spend any money and you didn't lose any money. You took 4 quarters and you turned it into paper. We're encouraging you to accept an invitation to take some of your paper dollars, some of your paper currency, and save it in physical gold. Literally, we're inviting you to keep your own money. It's not a play on words. It's not a play on words. We're inviting you to take some of your currency and save it in physical gold. You still have your currency. It's saved in physical gold. And guess what? Gold keeps going up in purchasing power every single moment, every single year, every single month. So we're inviting you to increase your net worth and create wealth for your family by saving, by simply saving. That's actually all we're inviting you to do, right? Get connected with the great leaders like Dr. Sergio Roselle, right? And like Kyle, get connected with them. I'm telling you, you are not gonna miss out on this. Okay. We are inviting you. Don't miss this invitation. So now sometimes people get a little weird when someone's inviting them, they have some weird thought process like, oh, this is gonna benefit you so much, maybe I might not do it. Put that out of your mind quickly. I just told you, we're inviting you to save your own money. We're inviting you to take some of those dollar bills, some of those currency, whatever currency you have, pounds, euro, whatever it is, and move it over to physical gold. Some of your currency. You don't have to send all of your currency. It's a self-directed account. You have complete control and you'll be able to save as much of your money or your currency as much as you want. It's a self-directed account and you get physical gold delivered via FedEx. We get paid to save. That's literally what we're doing here. That's all we're doing. So definitely share it out, Donovan. So like I said, I was resistant to the invitation, right? My cousin kept inviting me. And I was like, ah. I was like, ah. I literally know that because of the relationships that I've had at that church in Bethlehem Church in New York, that my life has been completely altered because of those relationships. Completely altered because I accepted an invitation. And there we go. We get paid whether you save or not. We're trying to help you. That's completely true, Kyle. We're trying to help because here's another thing, guys. So you might want to say, well, who benefits more from this and who? So Mr. Ty Best was invited. Mr. Michael Delco was invited. As I just described to you, Mr. Michael Delco retired himself, his wife, and his adult children. Do you think his family benefited from the invitation more than the person who invited them? He just qualified and earned a free Mercedes Benz. He earned a Mercedes Benz that they were going to give him. He took the gold equivalent of the Mercedes Benz. Do you think the invitation benefited him more or the person who invited him more? We're literally inviting you to keep your money in physical gold. Why would you want to do that? Because they just dumped a few $1 trillion into our economy. Whenever, just simple supply and demand, if you flood the market with something, you lose purchasing power. Simple. Gold is God's money, comes out of the earth, and you can't flood the market with physical gold that comes out of the earth. It takes time to get it out of the earth. It's real money. It keeps its purchasing power every single year. Why do I call gold real money? Because I've read several books and they all indicate that gold is real money, just to make it simpler, but it keeps its purchasing power. So that's why we're holding on to it. We're not trading, we're just saving. That's all we're doing. Boomer used to explain carrot bars in like 2 minutes or 20, 30 seconds. You take some of your paper currency that's failing and losing purchasing power, and you save some of it in physical gold. You can't save in paper because it doesn't hold its purchasing power. You know it doesn't hold its purchasing power because there's always comments about how the dollar is not performing well, how we have to spend more to get less. You are feeling the effects of it, but maybe not have the words to point out what the problem is. The problem is you're losing purchasing power. Gold solves that. All we're doing is inviting you to save your own money. You never lose your money, you're saving, right? So I just I just want to make sure I'm as clear as possible. The gold goes to your house, not the person that invited you to Carrot Bars. That's great, Kyle. That's exactly, I think you put it in a very good, clear way, right? The gold goes to your house. Our delivery partner is FedEx. You are creating generational wealth for your family. I just expect everyone that hears this information to do whatever is in your best interest. It's in your best interest to acquire and save an asset. Now, if you want to get real deep into it, what's cool about Carrot Bars is that we get to hold physical gold, which is an asset. It grows in purchasing power, right? It grows in purchasing power, and we get to build a global business if you choose. There's nothing that's forced on you in Carrot Bars because everything is optional. It is a self-directed gold savings account. So we choose, like Kyle, myself, Mr. Donovan Yarborough, Dr. Sergio Rozelle, that's on this live stream. We choose to share this information with others as a business because we want to help as many people as possible. All right. So, guys, get back to whoever is sharing this information with you right away. Let them put you on to the most important thing, creating wealth for your family. Let's focus on attaining your goals and dreams. All right. This invitation that you accept is going to position you not just for positive relationships. I mean, man, international relationships, that's just cool, man. Positive international relationships. Oh man. Now also too, it'll definitely impact generations because like I just mentioned, acquiring and holding, we're not selling gold. So I'm not selling this gold to you. This is my gold. I acquired it for myself. My sons, my wife, my sons are going to inherit this physical gold. I have no interest in trying to sell this to you. Go save some physical gold for your family's legacy. We will continue to save physical gold for our family's legacy and generational wealth. We're inviting you to participate in what we're already doing. We're already saving physical gold for our family. We realize that paper doesn't save, And we're like, wait a minute, if we realize it by reading great books like Robert Kiyosaki's newest book called Fate, and he's going to be on a special live stream with us this Thursday, right? So get back whoever's sharing Care Bars International with you. Get back with them immediately. There's so many benefits. There's so many benefits to being connected with Care Bars International. You won't know from looking on the outside in, thinking you know what it is. That's exactly what Dr. Dominic Curry said. He said, I thought I knew what it was. And then he was saying that he had benefited so much from connecting to Care Bars International. He said he almost missed one of the best financial moves that he's made in his life. So get back to whoever's sharing this information with you. Get back with them right away. It's within your best interest. If you're hearing it from me, go straight to my website, Kickstart Your Dreams, right? Kickstartyourdreams.net if you're hearing this from me. But get back with whoever's sharing this with you. Get your free Carrot Bars account, your free affiliate account. You're watching us on a free platform. You're either watching us on a free Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. So you can't tell us that there's not multiple business entities giving people free accounts. When was the last time you got charged for your Gmail? When was the last time you got charged for your Yahoo? There's no difference. This account will position you to create generational wealth for your family. Don't hesitate. You didn't have a prayer meeting to open your Facebook. You didn't have a prayer meeting to open up your LinkedIn. You didn't have a prayer meeting to open up your YouTube or your Yahoo account. You didn't have, a fasting session to open any of those free accounts. It's a free account. And this is actually gold, which is physical gold, which is God's money. So you want to pray about and think about and ponder if God wants you to have God's money. I said it with a smile. I said it with a smile, didn't I? I said it with a smile. All right, guys, get back to whoever's sharing this with you. Thank you for hanging out, everyone. Uh, this is uh, This is just information that just came from my heart. I just wanted to share that with you. Like I said at the very beginning, I was invited several times by my cousin to take part in our youth group in New York. And man, I don't know what was going on with me. I just had, I guess, a mental pause, and I didn't take the invitation right away. But thank God I did take the invitation. So whoever's sharing Care Bars International with you, they've shared it with you maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times, maybe 5 times, maybe multiple times. Go ahead and get your free gold savings account. It's for you, and it's actually for generational wealth for others. And if you are so financially set that you look at this and say, Daniel, I'm completely financially secure and set, perfect. That is exactly why you need to join and connect with us so that we can help your sphere of influence be exactly where you're at, and you'll actually be able to help them become financially secure just like how you are, which is would be amazing. The owner of Carrot Bars International took about a few million out of his pocket to create Carrot Bars International. I'm so thankful that he didn't say I'm good and not pursue what was in his heart to help everyone in this world be able to acquire physical gold and hedge against inflation and all the crazy things that's going on in our global economy right now. Care Bars is Care Bars is made for this season. It's made to help you move into financial well-being in the midst of a crisis. All right. So get back whoever's sharing this with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for everyone participating. Dr. Sergio Razel, thank you. Alex, Donovan Yarborough, Mr. Pay Himself First, Mr. Pay Himself First. So thank you guys for joining on the live stream. And then I think I saw Karen was hanging out with us earlier. So thank you guys, everyone, for joining in. You guys have an awesome day, night. And then here comes Mr. Boss himself. What's up? What's up? What's up, Mr. Parkinson? So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Get back whoever's sharing this information with you immediately. It will benefit you. Accept, accept, accept this invitation that someone has been sharing with you. Accept it and get back with that person right away. All right. Thank you guys for your time. You guys have a great night, afternoon, morning, wherever you're at in the world. Okay.